All right, yeah. I don't know what you're doing with your piercing in your tongue, but we don't need to see that. Want to see it.
Oh, my bad. I'm at work. My bad.
All right, we don't do my bads here. We just don't do it. All right, so Miss, you need to be out of that bed and you're not dressed appropriately for Zoom. All right, so you're gonna have to speak up. Nobody can hear you.
I think it's just what I'm on. But yes, you can hear me?
Yes, slapping somebody who has dementias and Alzheimer's. This is just somebody that somebody just hired off the street and said, hey, you have a high school diploma. You want to receive minimum wage to take care of people that nobody else maybe wants to take care of. And this is where we end up.
This entitled defendant is in court for assaulting an elderly woman who suffers from dementia and Alzheimer's, and things spiral quickly. She strolls inflicting her tongue piercing like it's all a joke, and judge would immediately calls her out. The situation only gets worse. At her next appearance, she shows up half-dressed, straight out of bed, treating court like it's nothing more than a casual errand. What makes it even more outrageous is that this isn't a minor traffic case. She's facing a charge that could carry up to 20 years in prison, yet she's acting like she's ordering coffee at Starbucks. You can practically feel the judge's patience vanish as she keeps pushing forward with that smug, careless attitude. What do you think? Does this kind of behavior deserve prison time? Or should it just be probation? Let's dive in.
Miss Janisha Walton, if you want to appear on Zoom, you're going to need to have your video and you need to unmute. All right, yeah. I don't know what you're doing with your piercing in your tongue, but we don't need to see that. I want to see it.
Oh, my bad. I'm at work. My bad.
All right, we don't do my bads here. We just don't do it. So if you want to continue to appear by Zoom, you need to appear appropriately dressed, and nobody wants to see you fiddling with your tongue piercing. All right, you're going to be back on June 2nd. And June 2nd, you can appear by Zoom, but if the court finds that you are not behaving appropriately Zoom, that will be suspended. All right, thank you. It gets to be like 60. Oh my gosh, it's too cold. All right, so Miss, you need to be out of that bed and you're not dressed appropriately for Zoom. All right, you need to put on a jacket or something, Miss.
We'll get that.
All right, Miss, you need to put on a jacket or something.
Oh, okay. You want me to call her and tell her?
Yes.
I'll text her.
All right, thank you. And I just sent her a chat.
Okay.
So if you just step to the side and I'll call you right back. And is this going to be an agreement or jury trial?
It's going to be an agreement.
All right, so if you all will get the paperwork ready.
I have several courts to be in today. Could we do this on another day? I've got.
I mean, we're here, she's here.
Okay, and we can do it via, I believe she's in Chicago, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, if it's Illinois.
All right,
That's
so.
fine. I can text you when the paperwork's ready.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to put you in the waiting room and they'll get the paperwork sent to you. Ms. Ferguson will need your email and her email. All right, thank you.
Yes, Judge, we went through the paperwork earlier, so she's all set.
No, she needs to be sworn in.
Okay.
And if you go in that breakout room, the clerk will let you know if they have all the paperwork or if there's some issue.
Okay.
Please do not leave the room until someone requests you leave the room.
I know I'm trying to get back and join that room, but I don't know how to get back in.
Another room so it could pop up on your screen. And it's now room number 2. And are you Miss Walton? You need to unmute.
Yes.
All right, Miss Walton, you have a right to appear in
It's
person.
unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you able to hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, Miss Walton, you have a right to appear in person in court, but I am in receipt of a consent to plead by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and electronically sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
All right, so you're gonna have to speak up. Nobody can hear you.
I think it's just what I'm on. But yes. You can hear me?
Yes. Did you review the true bill of indictment? You're saying yes?
Yes, I did.
All right, did you review that with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with intentionally or knowingly committing bodily injury against a child, elderly, or disabled person at a state facility?
Yes.
That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with the complainant, the anger management course, and you're prohibited from practicing as a nurse in the state of Texas. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, it is.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years, and there be 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offense is charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
My client is in Chicago. She understands, she should not have slapped this individual. She does accept responsibility for it. She would just like to move on and be able to work and complete her probation without any problems.
I'm sure deep down she's hoping for probation and a quick walkout like nothing ever happened. But her behavior paints a very different picture. Flicking a tongue piercing at the judge like she's bored in class is about the worst strategy she could pick. And then showing up to court without even wearing a shirt, like she just rolled out of bed, takes it to another level. That's not just disrespectful. It screams that she doesn't care about the seriousness of the situation. When you're facing a charge that carries up to 20 years, that kind of attitude doesn't just hurt your chances, it destroys them. Judges notice effort, respect, and body language before they even decide punishment. If you can't put on a shirt for court, how can anyone expect you to follow probation rules?
All right, so how much training does she have in the field? Is she a licensed nurse, or is she a person that somebody hires and says, hey, we need somebody to come in as a caregiver?
She will have to answer that one.
All right, are you a licensed nurse?
No, I'm working towards getting my CNA.
All right, so this is a situation where somebody just hired you to come in and work in a facility.
I'm a caregiver.
All right, so what's your level of education to be a caregiver?
I finished high school. I completed high school.
All right. See, this is what I mean. Everybody's just letting everybody be a caregiver. And the problem is that being a caregiver for somebody, I think that's sort of like a calling. You have to have said, you know what, I'm going into that field, because you're dealing with people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, people who can't take care of themselves, people who need somebody to bathe them. The patient gets upset because they're not doing what they're allowed to do anymore. They can't communicate because they have dementia and Alzheimer's. Then everybody and their mothers just hiring random people, paying them minimum wage or less than. And then we end up here with somebody slapping somebody who has dementias and Alzheimer's. So I know y'all say she's prohibited from practicing as a nurse in the state of Texas. Okay, but she's not a nurse. She's not licensed to be a nurse. This is just somebody that somebody just hired off the street and said, hey, you have a high school diploma? You want to receive minimum wage to take care of people that nobody else maybe wants to take care of? And this is where we end up. And what was the name of this facility? Let me see. Chapters Living of San Antonio. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Does anybody want to speak to length of probation? The state is asking for 3 years. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine. There is to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider, no employment with working with minors, no employment with working with people who are disabled. There's to be no practicing as a nurse in Texas or anywhere else. So I'm just going to say no practicing as a nurse. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, 120 hours of community service restitution. The $1,500 fine will be probated. There's to be anger management. I'm ordering anger management because you all agreed to it, but it just appears that you were a person who should never have been working with someone in any type of facility or young children or people who have mental health issues. That's just not a field for you. Good luck to you. Don't take any more of these positions that requires you to have patience and that requires you to be with someone who has dementia, Alzheimer's, they're elderly, they need somebody to be kind and patient with them. You shouldn't work in those positions. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I do fault the company that hired you as well.
The toughest part about cases like this is you really never know what someone is capable of until it's too late. On the outside, a person can seem totally normal, even kind, but behind closed doors, that anger and violence come out. That's what makes it so tricky, especially for businesses. Sure, they can run background checks, but unless there's a history of charges, it's nearly impossible to know who's truly safe and who isn't. Judge Boyd raised some valid points here, but at times it feels like she leans too heavily on blaming the system instead of focusing squarely on the individual. Because at the end of the day, no system made her attack an elderly woman with dementia. That was her choice, her decision. And then to show up in court half-dressed, as if none of it matters, just makes it hard to believe she'll ever change unless, oh, what do you think? Should more of the blame fall on the home care business for putting trust in the wrong person? Or is it entirely on her for choosing violence? Thanks so much for watching.